All right, guys, it's that time of year for the Getzone Holiday Gift Guide. We've been doing this for a number of years, and it's always cool to see a lot of different products that are great for gifts for your family and friends or for yourself. And this is the Handgun edition. And we have a number of different firearms that we're going to be showing. And guys, I'm telling you, it'll give you some great gift ideas. And we really appreciate Getzone.com for putting all this together and for all the companies that joined in with us. And there will be a long gun edition and also a gear and accessories edition as well. First on the list is the Taurus TX22 Competition SCR, which stands for Steel Challenge Ready. 22 competitions have become extremely popular over the past few years all over the country. And when Taurus introduced their first TX22, I mean, it was a 16+1 in the magazine, a very lightweight, very reliable little 22 pistol. And so from that, they have extended their line to the competition model and now the competition SCR. This comes with a Tandem Cross Game Changer Pro. This is a compensator on the front. It gives a little more weight. It actually balances the pistol, gives a better accuracy, redirects the gas 45 degrees. Man, there is no recoil with this thing. And so that makes it easier to get on target really quickly. Also, they have the Tandem Cross Eagle Claw Extractor, which is a hardened extractor made from tool steel, so it just gives it more reliability. You get 3 16-round magazines, or they do have the 10-round version as well, and that Eagle Claw Extractor really pulls these rounds out positively. It's really great to see that Taurus and Tandem Cross have joined together on this project. Skeletonized slide, you can see the removing of a lot of the metal here in the mass, and it has an optics mount that's mounted directly to the barrel. The barrel is fixed so it doesn't move. While the slide comes back, you don't get that optic coming back and forth. It stays in one place, which makes it really easy for those second, third follow-up shots. This is a universal mounting system. There are 2 plates and they have 2 different options, which fits the majority of your red dot sights. It has 3 dot sights. The rear sight is adjustable, but obviously with the sight mounted, you don't need them. You could get suppressor height sights if you wanted to co-witness. It does have a pick rail, and the trigger is single action only. And guys, I'm going to tell you what, it is an excellent trigger. You have your take up, very crisp break. Reset, super fast. And it weighs 23 ounces without the optic. Now taking this out to the range, I mean guys, it is so flat shooting. 22 is already easy. But with the Tandem Cross Game Changer Pro, it really makes this super easy to shoot. You can move this around very fast with the red dot mounted to the barrel. Again, you have no shift. You can keep right on that red dot no matter where you're pointing it. Of course, with the 16+1, I mean, you have a lot of round capacity. Definitely better than the 10+1 that's been the standard for 22 long rifle for a long time. And I think the TX22 really broke the mold. Now we're seeing a number of different 22s coming out. Now, we had so much fun with this, we're going to be doing a full review on the Sootch 00 YouTube channel coming up. I mean, I love the TX22. I have the competition and the standard, and they're just great shooting guns. Also, Taurus offers a lifetime warranty on their pistols. The Taurus TX22 Competition SCR, excellent choice. Whether you're shooting in a steel challenge match or you want to have a lot of fun, even with first-time shooters, inexpensive to shoot, no recoil, this is a great gun to take those first-time shooters as well. The Rock Island Armory STK 100. This is an aluminum frame striker fire 9mm pistol. Very similar to the Gen 3 Glock series. In fact, 90% of the parts are Glock compatible. It is an optics ready version. And that way you can put optics directly on here. In fact, it fits the Vortex Venom red dot pattern. It's a 17+1 magazine, and it comes with an STK magazine, which is Glock compatible, and the gun is unloaded. One of the things about Glocks is, obviously, or a lot of striker fire pistols, is they're polymer frame, they're fairly lightweight. This gives this gun a lot of heft with this frame size. The aluminum gives more rigidity. It tames the recoil because it has a little more weight to it. But there are some upgrades to this pistol that exceed the Glock. One is the grip angle. It's more toward your 1911 style grip angle, which is that 17-degree grip. And then it has a really nice integral beaver tail. The texturing on the grip is really aggressive, but yet it's not harsh. And then we have lines in the back, lines up at the front. But these are diamond patterns, and it gives it a really nice grip. The trigger guard has a little bit of an oblong shape to it, which makes it great for gloved hands, and then it comes up to give you a nice undercut. And that way you can get really high up on the bore axis. And then with this beaver tail, it just fits really close, so it is very low. Now we have a serrated rear sight and a white dot at the front. We have slide cuts, and we have high power cuts, which lessens right here this metal. So it gives it a little more ease and entry into holsters. Plus, it's kind of beveled down along the slide so it's not so square. And the grip has been thinned out, so it gives it a very ergonomic feel to it. You have a trigger safety, but this is a metal trigger, and so it gives it a little bit more rigidity than the polymer triggers. We have an extended slide stop. The extension on the takedown levers right here make it a little bit easier to break down, and also we have a recessed mag release, but it's very easy to get to because it is extended. And we have a 3-slot Picatinny rail that gives you a lot more adjustment. Now the barrel is 4.5 inches in length, and again this is your standard Glock 17 size with the 17 round mag capacity. Now there are some upgrades inside that I definitely want to show you. One is we have an all metal guide rod, and it is with that flat recoil spring, which helps with recoil. Also here on the frame, you can see that the slide rails are long, and that's going to give you a lot more slide to surface, slide to frame fit. It's going to help it glide on the slide rails. But inside you can see that your Glock parts are very evident. You can switch out your triggers. A lot of the different parts, again, are Glock compatible, and so it makes it really easy to be able to switch these out. And it's one of the things about Glocks that are so appealing is they are so simple. And so we'll just go ahead and return our pistol together. Again, it breaks down just like a Glock. First thing I noticed taking it down to the range is the heft of the frame just aids in recoil management. It gives you a little more weight. It just points really well. That slide to frame fit is really nice gliding on those longer slide rails. It just keeps it a very flat shooting gun. Again, with the 17-degree grip angle and the beaver tail, you get a really high ride on the grip, and so it allows again for flat shooting. Sights, very easy to pick up. I like that contrast of the black serrations in the back and that front white dot. And we've already done a full review on the STK 100, and guys, it was flawless then. At this range trip, it was flawless again. It is a great shooting firearm. Guys, if you really like Glock designs, or whether you don't, this with this aluminum frame and the STK 100 makes it a super flat shooting gun. It gives it just more heft to it, and with those slide rails, it really glides on that frame. Armscore is the #1 producer of 1911s in the world, and they have a whole line of different firearms, and really the STK is their first striker fire pistol. It's really great to see Rock Island Armory really push this to the limit. Next we have the Palmetto State Armory Jakl. This has a long stroke piston system, monolithic upper receiver, a lot of real estate, and that gives you a lot of options with optics. You can run optics all the way out to the front and retain your zero. And this runs on a standard mil-spec AR-15 lower. So any AR-15 lower, you can switch that out. In fact, you can even buy just the upper from Palmetto State Armory. And it has one of the SB Tactical folding braces. Now, one of the great things about a piston gun is you don't have a buffer tube. You don't have your carrier coming back into your buffer tube. And so that way you can actually fold this, and it makes it a very compact package. Now, this is in the pistol form, and it has a 10.5-inch 4150V chrome moly vanadium barrel. Has a black nitride finish. The front trunnion is made of 8620 steel. And you have your standard M2 birdcage, but of course that can be switched out to anything with 1/2 by 28 threads. Also, we have M-LOK rails that are at 3, 6, and 9 o'clock. We have a 4-position adjustable gas system. So this can be turned for high pressure, low pressure, or even for suppressors. And it does come with an additional plug for those suppressors that are a little harder to figure out the gas. So it makes it very versatile. Now you have a non-reciprocating charging handle that kind of comes back. You can switch this to the other side. The upper receiver has some very unique styling, which kind of goes along with their new Dagger series and their Rock, which is 5.7 by 28. Palmetto State Armory is known for its standard AR-15s, your DI rifles. They do make a line of AKs as well. And so it's nice to see them step out to some different designs and kind of bring to market some very unique firearms. And honestly, because they produce everything right there in their Columbia, South Carolina facility, they can get the price right because they sell direct to the customers. Now the bolt stop is a proprietary bolt stop for your Jakl, but if you buy just the upper receiver, it is also included in the package. And again, one of the big advantages of having a piston gun is we can do this. And we can actually fire it in this configuration. So having that foldable stock capability, or in this case a brace, makes it really compact and easy to transport. Now there are a number of advantages to having a long stroke piston system. They're just cleaner. The gas system is going out the front, so it doesn't dump a lot of gas into the back like your AR-15 direct impingement does. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of guys like the piston guns, because they suppress better. With this being fully adjustable and then the gas is going out the front, you don't get a face full of freedom gas. And that's one of the things that happens when you're shooting the AR-15 suppressed. And the recoil pulse is completely different. Because this bolt only comes back into the receiver, you're not going all the way back to your shoulder. It seems to balance out a little bit more, and it's a little bit more smooth shooting compared to your standard AR-15 DI gun. Now, I love the original AR-15s. I've been shooting them for years, but it's really nice to see these piston guns coming in that are really taking a lot of advantage of the notable reliability that the long stroke piston guns offer. And while this is in 5.56, it looks like they're going to be producing a 300 blackout and possibly a 7.62 by 3.9, which would be really cool, especially for those AK guys. And the price is coming in at $1,099, and for a piston gun, that is incredibly reasonable. The Streamlight Wedge. This is a Slim EDC flashlight, and guys, thin is in when it comes to lights. With the lithium ion batteries, they're able to shape these in a lot of different ways. You know, lights have been dictated for that cylinder shape because of the battery shape, and it's great to see these more comfortable pocket flashlights. Now, the Streamlight Wedge has some different modes to it. It has a 300 lumen mode, and you just take this thumb switch and you push it forward, and it's 300 lumens. And it'll go for 3 hours. But we can take it and push it forward, and it has what they call the throw. This is 1,000 lumens, and it is for temporary heightened regulated output is what throw stands for. But it's only temporary. As you click it forward and release it, it'll go back to the 300 mode. So that way you're not draining your battery. Now the rotating thumb switch does have a battery indicator, and you can see the green coming through here. When it gets down, it'll turn to red, and then when it starts to blinking red, it's time to recharge it. And then here at the back we have our USB-C recharging port. This is sealed to where this is IPX7, which means that you can submerge this up to 1 meter. So you don't have to have that rubber boot that goes over it. They tend to kind of come loose anyway. But it's right here at the back, so it's really kind of out of the way. You have a deep pocket clip that's steel, and this is switchable to the other side. Because as you grab this light out of your pocket, it naturally goes right to your thumb. And so switching that, you can have it on the other side if you're left-handed, or you just prefer to carry it that way. Nice LED with a polycarbonate lens. The finish is an anodized black finish, but it also comes in a bronze FDE color as well. We have some gripping surfaces right here, and when you're holding the light, I mean, it just fits right into your hand. So this isn't just a slim piece. It gives you some texturing to be able to hold on to it. It's 5.46 inches in length. It weighs 3.3 ounces. I mean, this is an excellent light to stick in your pocket. Again, it's so thin that it rides really nice. And again, that deep pocket clip. You can put a lanyard here at the back if you want to. But it gives out that 300 lumens, which is a good amount of light. And again, for 3 hours, you can shine it. You can see that, you know, even at distance, with the 1,000 lumens, it will go for 110 meters. So it gives you some capability. And for a small EDC light, you really want it for small tasks. But if you need that extra light, you can give it that boost with the throw, and it really gets that light out there. It makes a big difference in the light. But yet, you don't have that super bright light when you're looking at smaller details. For a small thin light though, it definitely gives you a lot of options with EDC. And with this small size, I mean, it gives you enough light and yet it keeps it very comfortable in your pocket. And we're going to be doing a full review on the Streamlight Wedge coming up. I've been very fascinated with this light and I've had it for a while. It's just a great light to keep in your pocket. And it does come with a limited lifetime warranty. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the handgun edition of the holiday gift guide from Getzone.com. This year's there's been a lot of really cool products that have coming out, and I love getting my hands on this stuff. Great gift ideas for family and friends or for yourself. And also check out the long gun edition and the gear and accessories edition. And we really appreciate Getzone.com for putting all this together and all the companies that joined in with us. And guys, check out Getzone. It is one of the largest Second Amendment friendly video platforms out there. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America, long live the Republic, and Merry Christmas. It also has the front and for more information you can go to rockislandarmory.com. One thing also is that it does have a battery indicator. Where is that? We also have an upcoming long gun edition and also a gears and accessory. We have a gears.